All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Miami. Fourth round action. And we've got... Chat, if when the draw came out, this was the match on... At least there was a couple of matches in this section of the draw, bottom half of the draw, that I was excited for. But this one was probably at least top 3 on my list because these two have played twice already. It's 1-1. This is a trilogy, right? They played twice already in the season. They hadn't played before this year on the WTA. They played in the final of Adelaide. Or Brisbane? Adelaide. Brisbane. And Andreeva won. Then they had a rematch a couple weeks later. And Mboko won in one of the matches of the year. If not top 3 match of the year. And now we get to see, and it's 1-1. Now we get to see the trilogy just before we get to clay. So we get to see 3 hardcourt matchups between these two players. They're the similar age. They're both top 10, so it's a top 10 clash. And the last time that when they played, it was a little dramatic. Not Eala. Andreeva, she was not in a good mood. She did not like the result. She was actually very upset when she lost. Mboko was very, very good. And she saved match points, came back to win. It was amazing. So now, let's see what happens in this one. It's 1-1 in the head-to-head. It's going to be very, very important who wins this match because it's got, obviously, they're very close in the rankings as well now. They're doubles partners as well, which is fun. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm very excited for this match. This is my match of the day by a mile. I'm very excited. I don't know what's going on with Medvedev. Medvedev is getting smoked. I have no idea what the hell is going on. I like Mboko and Andrea, but it's going to be hard to tell. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I feel like it's advantage on Mboko, but we'll see what happens. The winner plays Mukova. I'll tell you, Mukova's hoping that these two play a 3-hour epic. That's what because remember, tomorrow's quarterfinal day for the ladies. Like some of the quarterfinals. These two ladies, the winner of this match will take on Mukova tomorrow. So the quarterfinals are tomorrow for the first matches today. And Mukova did exactly what she needed to do. Get out of here in an hour, go rest, recover for tomorrow, and hope that these two players play 3 hours. I have no idea what's going on with Medvedev. I'm not watching that, but it's not the greatest comeback ever. Yeah, that's it. That's what he's setting up he's setting up the greatest comeback. That's what he's doing. He's just setting up the greatest comeback of all time. Mboko in 3. Yeah, I'm ready. Here we go. This is gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a real exciting matchup. They are friendly, which there's some smiles at the net, but I'll tell you, if Mboko starts breaking... By the way, Mboko played Anisimova in Indian Wells. Smoked her. Which, again, Mboko is like... If I had to pick a new Grand Slam champion this year, it's still Anisimova, but Mboko is right next to her. The way she plays. The way she's so fearless. She's got all the weapons. Physically is the only problem, right? She does have injury. She does get injured. Or we saw some injuries last year. And that's because she hasn't played, she's new to the tour, right? I mean, 12 months ago, she was playing challenger events. Not even. She was playing like ITF events. So that's the only thing that I'm a little worried about. She hasn't got the, she hasn't put her body through these tournaments week in, week out for, ever, right? So if Mboko stays together physically, watch out. She could win a Grand Slam. Medi's down 6-love, 3-love. That is, that's crazy. That's crazy. By the way, I'm looking at the, this is a 50-50 match. I literally split down the middle. Medvedev is getting smoked. What in the hell is going on? Medvedev really wants to go play clay. Feel sad for Alex lost today. Hey, look. Yeah. Mukovic too good. You just got to, that's how you got to go, too good. Cerundolo took inspiration from Feast, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Head-to-head's also 50-50? Yeah. It's on court 3 as well, which is interesting. I would have thought this would have been on court 2. A top 10 clash on court 3 is crazy. It is crazy. Mehdi's not a hardcore specialist anymore. He just made the Indian Wells final. He just beat Alcaraz. What the hell? Crazy. All right. All right. So yeah, other match after this match, by the way, we do have Coco playing over on. Oh, she might be playing at the same time. Damn it! Stupid schedule. Medvedev, we need him to come back so we can watch Coco later. We're not ready to watch Coco. Yeah, so we've got Gauff coming up later, and then we've got Sabalenka. We've still got Sinner tonight, and Anisimova Bencic is another match that I'm kind of interested in, and also Raducanu tonight. He got the break, but comeback starts now. Comeback starts now. Comeback has started. He must have heard me. He must have heard me. Who remembers Neopets? Yep. Mehdi's not having a good day. Well, his comeback started. I don't know about comeback, but he won a game. No, don't worry. I know about a comeback. He come back now. He's going to come back now. Because he knows that we have to wait until we don't want to watch Gauff yet. All right. All right. Mehdi got his first game. Yep. Comeback has started. Comeback starts now. By the way, thanks everybody for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the video as well. We're almost at 100 likes. And we haven't even started the match. So let's go. Cerundolo in 2. Nah, Mehdi in 3. Comeback started. I have said it so. And chat, you all know that if I say it, it must be true. It must be correct. Because I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. Don't even say anything. Okay, here we go. I think I said on Mboko in 3. Go watch the preview. I can't remember. I think I said on Mboko in 3. There's no such thing as a cam curse. What are you talking about? All right, Mboko to serve. And if I didn't say on Mboko in 3, then today I am saying on Mboko in 3. As the backhand return goes, the forehand of Mboko up the line to the backhand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net, 15 love. Don't drink too much of that stuff, Cam. Look, it's been a tough. I've had a tough morning. All right, let me be. I will drink my drink. It's been a very tough day. I'm having a tough time right now. You said Eala in 3. I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure I didn't make a prediction. I was too emotional. That's tea, by the way. It's iced tea and it's non-alcoholic because why would I drink on stream? That's unprofessional and I don't feel the need to do that. Doesn't matter how. I will cry in private. But I won't drink in private. I won't drink on stream. All right. 15-0. I said on Mboko 3? Okay. So the past version of myself agrees with the current version of myself. All right. 30-15. Coco Gauff is coming on after Medvedev. So, in a while. All right. 30 go. Andrea putting pressure on already. 30 all. Also, FAA's playing right now as well. He's playing against Atman. He's about to go down 5-2. Excuse me? All right. Serve again. We had a fault second serve. Serving the front of Andreeva. Return goes back end of Mboko. Andreeva backhand to the back end of Mboko. Up the line's good. Andreeva puts up a lob. It goes wide, and it's advantage. So it's 40-30. Cam told us he does not drink many times. Come on, people. Exactly. I think the last time I had a drink was when I went and saw Good Charlotte. And I had one drink because they were like $20 each. And I'm like, shit, that's a lot. I'm not spending that much on one beverage. We're backing up the line to the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand out of the backhand of Mboko. Andreeva with a slice. Goes long. And Mboko wins the first game. 1-love. Hey, thank you, Goats. Love Gold for the 41 months. Appreciate that. Medi's falling apart. No, he's not. He's coming back. Chad, I would know. As a professor of tennis, I would know. Trust me. Medvedev's coming back to win. Don't bet on it, though, because that's not what we do here. But trust me, chap. I know tennis, all right? Some would say I've never been wrong ever. I wouldn't say that. No one's perfect. But people say that. People have said that, Cam, your predictions are perfect. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'll let you say that, but I'm not gonna dispute that. But I'm not gonna say it myself. That's just not chat. There's the odd. Sometimes I get it wrong. But I'm not. Maybe they've come back. And if he doesn't, we'll edit that out. So it's fine. All right. Double fault on Andreeva, love 15. Yeah, I'm a professor of tennis. I have a PhD in tennis. Well, I'm going to get one eventually. Just going to get to 1 million subs. Serving the forehand of Mboko. Mboko hits a wide 15-0. How did Quarter beat Alcaraz? Yeah, Quarter played phenomenal. Alcaraz looked a little slower than usual. He looked like he was missing. He was just not. He just didn't have his usual energy for whatever reason. But yeah, Quarter played phenomenal. Served great. The Quarter serve was the big shot that saved him so many times in that match. It almost cost him too, but luckily he won in 3. But yeah, Quarter played amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Alcaraz, I don't know what he didn't say. I think he said he was a little bit tired and he said to step away for a bit. He's had a big year, Alcaraz, right? He completed the career slam. The pressures of having to keep that streak alive, right? And now the inevitable Alcaraz is never that good because he loses 2 matches in 2 matches is now. I mean, that is the worst part about any sport, right? The overreaction to a loss. 40-15 is Andreev's winner. I mean, that's the thing that I hear all the time, right? Alcaraz loses, goes, oh man, Alcaraz sucks now. No, he doesn't. Same with Sinner. He had the same shit happen when he lost to Menchik, right? That's the worst part. And look, these players have to deal with it. Even they have to deal with it. So Alcaraz stepping away for a couple of weeks, letting his hair down or just chilling. He's probably hasn't had a break, right? He went from Australia to Doha. Did he celebrate the Australian Open as much? Maybe he did a little bit, but it's been a big year for Carlos, right? Plus, it was a big off season too with the Juan Carlos Ferrero split, so it's been a big adjustment too, which I don't think we've because he's been winning, we haven't been talking about much. How much of an adjustment that must have been, right? Not to have him there would have been strange. Not to celebrate with him when they won, right? That would have been strange. 30 love. Ant-Man's doing great so far. Did Ant-Man win the first? All right. There's Mboko double faults. The sun's in her face. 30-15. He deserves a party in Ibiza. Exactly. Yeah, I think the best thing for Alcaraz right now is get him to Ibiza. Get him to Ibiza. He needs to get there pronto. Get Alcaraz to the islands of Ibiza. He needs to be out there partying in those islands to give himself some some energy again for the clay season. As that goes out from Mboko, it's 30-0. He needs to get the DJs playing, get a couple of beers. What are that guy yawning for? Hang on, we just got started. What the hell is he yawning for? 30-0. Guy yawning, what the hell? All right. There's Mboko. Hits a winner, 40-30. Let the boy enjoy life. That's it. Let him go hang out. All right, 40-30. Mboko to get back in front. And they said Carlos would overtake Djokovic's win streak, lol. 2-1. Wait, what's happening? Umpire's out the chair. What's up? I think something might... It's 40... Sorry, it's not 2-1. It's 40-30. The players are sitting down. What's going on? Did Andrea ask for the trainer? I think something happened. It might have happened in the crowd. Yeah, I think something's happened in the crowd, so they've had to... It is hot out there, so I don't know if there's a heat rule or anything. Oh, the net broke. I think the net broke. They're zooming in on the net. What are they? Can somebody explain what's going on? Hello? It's only 27 degrees. Yeah, I think it's got to be a... It's got to be a... Mirra broke her shoelace. Oh! She needs some shoes. Okay. Andrea needs a shoe replacement. Is that where we're at? All right. Andrea needs a shoe. Is waiting for a shoe. Okay. she blew a tire. She just needs a new tire. No, the net broke. What are you talking about, chat? Chat, the net broke. Stop lying. God damn it. See, I told you. It's the net. The net broke. She doesn't need a new shoe. Talking about shoes. The net broke. The net broke. The middle of the net broke, so they have to replace that. Medi breaks back 2-3. Nice. Told you he's coming back. Comeback started. Elisa wasn't a racket this time. Oh no! Are you one of those people that get upset when Andrea gets upset? Does her frustration make you sad? She said a bad word to the crowd. That was one of the funniest. I don't care. That was one of the funniest things of Indian Wells. I don't care. Andrea say to the crowd as she walks off. That was one of the funniest moments of the year. And the reaction of that lady, it was like, oh, that was the funniest shit ever. I don't even care. How dare she act like that? Look, I'm not saying that people should be like that and act like that, but that was funny. When she did that, that was funny. I was like, hey, look, she's pissed off. And I don't know if the crowd were booing her, she was giving it back, whatever. So many people are, oh my God, I can't believe she's like this. That was so funny. I'm like, good for, hey, look, if they're booing you, you boo them. Oh, man. Man, I'm like, yeah, look, I don't endorse that behavior, but I think it was funny. And I think it's a problem for Andreeva. She needs to grow out of doing that. She needs to stop doing that if she's going to, win slams and stuff. But I thought at the time, I'm like, that is so funny. That was such the reaction of the crowd, the lady in the crowd was the funniest part of that whole thing, though. Like, Andreeva swearing was like one thing, but then the crowd reaction, the lady going, that was like, that if that didn't happen, it probably wouldn't be as funny. Yeah, they're sitting down because they're trying to fix the net. There's a delay in play. The net broke. Yeah, the net broke. Andreeva form is not great. Last 4, 5, 6 months. What's the reason? My guess would be her pressures of being top 10. Like being the hunted instead of the hunter, like she was. 12 months ago, she was the player that was trying to get into the top 10. She was trying to win against the big names. And then the one she got into the top 10 and was one of the big names and became one of the players that everybody was trying to hunt, that's where I think she struggled. And not struggling because she can't handle it, but she's struggling to handle it at the moment. She has had some good wins as top 10 as well, but that's how I've seen it. Like, she's struggled with the pressures of like being expected to win. If you got a single digit next to your name as a seed or in the tournaments or even ranked, I think that feels like everything's kind of stemming from that. And then that gets into like, okay, she loses matches she shouldn't lose to. Then she gets really angry and she starts breaking rackets and, she starts going crazy and gets angry and whatever. But I think it's all that the pressure because she was throwing rackets and stuff before she was top 10. I mean, if you remember back in, I think 2024, she played keys at the at Wimbledon, I think, and she lost her mind at the end of that match, and it cost her the match. So it's not like, I don't think the pressures of losing. Sorry, I don't think. I mean, she's always had that sort of fiery frustration, right? She needs to grow out of that to get, I think, to take it to a next level, right? Her game to the next level because it lets her down. But yeah, I think pressure of being in top 10, being one of the, like, that adds to it. Whereas when you're 20 in the world and you're playing against top 10 players and you're the underdog, right? There's a lot less expectation, right? But once you become the top 10 player and you're playing, most of the players you're playing are below you, they're trying to get a top 10 win for the first time and you're next in line, right? So yeah, I think it's a bit of a combination maybe of each. They're just fixing the net because the net snapped. The wire snapped. And they have to, they're just trying to fix it with duct tape because, duct tape fixes literally everything. I'm guessing. Amir is extremely talented. Oh, yeah. All right. We're back on court. 40-30. Mboko's going to serve. Net has been fixed. FA lose the first set 6-3 to Atman. That's crazy, man. This might be the day of... I mean, we had carnage yesterday with Carlos, but... Medvedev 3-all in the second. Nice. All right. Mboko to serve. to take the lead. Mboko serving in the sun, by the way. Fire end is very tough in this sun. Good serve. And it's 2-1. Andreeva's a little spoiled brat. Man, I don't know. I find it so weird when people kind of come out with that. Like, do you know her upbringing? Do you know that for sure? Like, did you... Like, I mean, look, I don't know if she was spoiled as a kid, because I don't think anybody does except for her and her family. Like, I feel like that's a pretty big assumption. Like, just because she breaks some rackets, I mean, and she gets upset on court. I mean, is Rublev a spoiled little brat as well? Like, I don't know. I feel like whenever somebody talks about, like, the word spoiled is a very interesting word. You know? Because I don't know. I mean, maybe she was. Maybe she got everything she wanted as a kid and her parents didn't say no to her and all that shit. But also, we don't know that at all. You can say she's a brat, but I don't think spoiled. I mean, unless you were like, yeah, I went to school with her. I was friends with her in primary school. Yeah. Why would adult men make fun of a teenage girl? Yeah, I know. That's weird. She has anger management issues. Okay. Yeah, Landalucci, good win for him against Hashanov. It would have been cool to see him play against Alcaraz, but... Cerundo's limping? Oh, no. It's not good. I just find it weird when people are like, yeah, they're spoiled. I'm like, how do we know that? 2-1. As the backhand return goes long by Mboko, 15 love. Rublev does not abuse, but she does? What do you mean? God, I'm hungry. Uh, 15 love. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot the Menchik and Tiafoe are playing today too. All right, 15 love. As that goes in the net by Mboko, 30 love. As that goes out by Mboko, 40 love. 40 love. There's a bit of fault second serve. Double fault, 40-15. An 18-year-old breaking rackets is a spoiled brat, in my opinion. I mean, look, you could be a spoiled brat at 35 breaking rackets. But in your opinion, fair enough. 40-15. My reaction to the Swiatek coaching situation. That's my reaction. By the way, Caroline, I think it was might have been a mistake from Nightbot. Just having a look. Yeah, there was. I don't know what happened, so I don't think you're fine though, Caroline. It might have just been a misclick or a mistake from Nightbot. Nightbot gets people for accidentally. Yeah. No, keep chatting. Stay. You don't have to leave. I just had a look. I don't know. There was nothing that. It could have just been a Nightbot Nightbot snipes people for no reason sometimes. No, you're not being annoying. 2-2. As Mboko serves. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand of Mboko. The backhand of Andreeva as Mboko forehand in the net. It's 15 love. I love 15. It's a very intense start to the match. It's very warm out there too, and it's very sunny as well. No shade out here. I love 15. Yeah, Nightbot's just really upset because Eala lost, all right? That's why. Nightbot's just getting Nightbot's a little sensitive, right? I think, maybe. Nightbot's a big Eala fan and just getting a little bit... we'll shut Nightbot off. Nightbot can take 5. By the way, I forgot to answer the question about Swiatek. I will answer it in a second. Love 15. Double fault from Mboko. Love 30. Yeah. I mean, look, if you've been watching this channel for the last week or even the last couple of weeks, I've said that, Swiatek should keep the team until after Wimbledon and then make a decision then. So I'm a little surprised that it came this early, but also, what the hell do I know? I'm just a random guy. 15-30. My thinking behind it is probably she wants to start fresh on the clay. Like, now that we're between seasons, right? Between surfaces. I think she wants to have a clean slate going to the clay. But apparently Wozniacki's coach, dad, is going to be coaching her. That's the word on the street, according to a couple of people in chat. I don't know what his coaching credentials are outside of coaching Caroline, so I don't know if there's besides a Polish connection, I don't know if he's coached anybody else. I can't find any information about him. More than that, it's Caroline Wozniacki's dad, but also, has he coached anybody outside of his daughter? Because it seems strange to be then, oh yeah, no, I'm going to coach Iga Swiatek. Seems a little bit out of pocket. But then, who else is there to coach? There's not that many coaches that are available. 30-40, break point, but a good serve. And Mboko gets the deuce. I'm trying to find. Does anyone know? I mean, if any Polish fans are in the house, do you guys has he coached anybody else other than his daughter? Because maybe he has, and I just don't know. All right, Mboko advantage. All right, advantage on Mboko. Serving to the backhand of Andreeva. Andreeva hits it out. Mboko holds. Goes to 3-2. Wozniacki is not retired. She is inactive. She hasn't officially retired, though. She's not playing right now. I think she just had another baby. Maybe. So that is the... And I looked it up after... somebody in the chat said he was going to be... And every time, as soon as I typed in his name... A lot of articles were saying, well, he's going to be the next coach and all this shit. Besides being Polish, I don't really know how that will be. I don't even know if they know each other. I don't know where the connection is, right? Again, I'm not sure if he has coached anybody else. And they're all rumors. Rumors are swirling. So I don't know. All right, 3-2. But yeah, but look, maybe a clean. But and I think it was more interesting. Like the thing I found the most interesting about the statement was the fact that she said, "There will be no other changes to my team," which makes me think that she read the comments, like like she read the internet. Because a lot of people were saying that other people in her team should get fired. And that felt like a kind of a response to those people who were like, get rid of this person as well. And yeah, once you start, once players start, once anybody starts engaging the trolls, that's only what they want, right? I know that. But yeah. So I feel like that was a bit of a message to the I mean, I see that in the chat all the time. Fire the psychologist, right? Everybody, like so many people have said that. I think that was a response to be like, well, she is still here, so too bad for you. Too bad. Shut up. Get over it. But yeah. But we'll see. Also, where's Wim Fizek going to go? Because we haven't talked about that either. Like, obviously, who's Swiatek going to go? But who's Swiatek going to get? But then who's Wim Fizek going to coach? Because now he's available. He's a very accomplished coach. Like, okay, it didn't work out the way that we maybe would have thought with Swiatek, but he still won Wimbledon with her. He's still a very good coach. So, like, who's he going to coach next? There's a lot of players. I mean, there's a lot of players that wouldn't mind calling him up and being like, hey, help me win Wimbledon, right? I mean, Raducanu? Didn't they work together? Didn't they already work together? Or am I thinking of somebody else? No, I don't think so. No, they didn't work together. That was a different person. Yeah, he's worked with Osaka, Swiatek, Zhang, Kerber, Azarenka, Kvitova, Halep, Clijsters, Laziki, Irani, Konta. He's won 2 US Opens with Clijsters. He's won the Australian Open, Wimbledon, US Open with Osaka as well, Wimbledon with 2 different players, Australian Open with 2 different players, and French Open runner-up with Halep. So, like, I mean, he's only 46 as well. So, I mean, he has got a hell of a resume. Yeah, long list. And he's won a lot of Grand Slams with those players, with some of those players. So, I don't know. I don't know who needs a coach he's probably not going to coach someone outside the top 20. I mean, Raducanu is the exception. He might coach Raducanu because Raducanu, if it works, right? I mean, high-profile player, high-profile coach. That kind of makes sense. But other than that, who else is there? Who needs a change? Who needs a coach? As we had a fault from Andrea second serve. I mean, we could also talk about ATP. Is there someone on the men's side that could use him, his knowledge? He seems to be a WTA only coach, though. It doesn't seem like he coaches many of the ATP, or he hasn't coached ATP tennis much. As it a back into the net from Andrea, back to Deuce. I can tell you this, chat. A conversation that has been circling in the last couple of months around Andrea. How people have been talking about how she should get rid of Conchita Martinez, which I think is a ludicrous move, and that would be absolutely crazy. Don't do that. But now that I mean, like I always say to you guys, if you're going to fire a coach, who are you going to get in their place? If Andrea and Conchita don't, and there's no reason why they wouldn't, but if they didn't continue, would Andrea get Wim Fizek? I mean, but then where does Conchita go? I mean, she has the world. She could go to anybody. Chat, what about this? Coach switch. Andrea gets Fizek. Conchita goes to Iga. It won't happen, but I'm just thinking, like, what if that happened? What if it was like coach switch? Would that be better for everybody? By the way, Andrea's not. I don't think it should happen. Andrea should stay with Conchita Martinez. She's perfect for her. They're a great team, but as that backhand goes in the net from Andreeva and it's back to deuce. I don't think it will happen. But where does Wim Fizek go? I'm like a legitimate, like who's a player that needs a coach right now? Just trying to think. As Andrea serves a fault, second serve. I'm just going down the list in my head. So Sabalenka, no. Raducanu, no. Swiatek's not going to get Fizek back. Anisimova, no. Gauff, no. As the backhand goes out by Andrea and it's advantage on Mboko. On Mboko, no. Pegula, no. Pellini? I don't know. Maybe? I mean, Pellini, I don't know if Pellini needs a new coach, though. Actually, maybe she does. Isn't she getting coached by Irani? Forehand winner Andrea back to deuce. What about Pellini? Yeah, Zhang's got a coach. She doesn't need a coach. She's fine. Pierre Reba's they're a good combo. She just needs to stay healthy and they'll thrive. I'm trying to think. Bencic, no. Alexandrova, no. Noskova. Someone said Noskova. I don't know. Noskova, maybe? I don't know. Oh, Pellini just changed coaches. Okay, well, that's not going to happen then. Advantage on Mboko. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Mboko. Return goes long. Back to deuce. Why not Alexandrova? So the only reason I say no Alexandrova is because it looks like by resume that he only works with players that are in a Grand Slam window. And I don't know if Alexandrova is in a Grand Slam window. If that makes sense. What about like Krejcikova? Or Vondi, like Grand Slam champs. See, if you look at his resume, he's only working with players that he believes are going to win a slam because he can get them there, or he's worked with Grand Slam champions, right? To improve their game. So I don't know if Alexandrova is on that list. That's why I'm not like Noskov is a young player that has potential. So you could go, okay, whereas on Alexandrova, for him, I don't know if she's going to win a slam. And also she's, I think, 30. So it's like, yeah. Like, it's more likely he'll work with a younger player who he thinks will have slam potential, which could be Noskova, right? That is a good answer. But more likely, it's probably someone that, I mean, again, it's hard to find. Like that's why I say Krejcikova, because maybe Krejcikova, she's won 2 slams already. She's very capable. And I don't know. I mean, that could be an option. I don't know if Krejcikova is in the market for a coach though. She might not need a coach. Andreescu, ooh, yes, maybe Bianca. That would be interesting. Does she need a coach? What about Mukova? I mean, Mukova maybe. I don't know if Mukova's going to make a change now. She's having a pretty good start to the year, but maybe. It was 30 love. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on what's up. I mean, we'll all be focused on Swiatek's, next move, but we're also got to keep an eye on where Wim Fizek goes because he is a popular and also proven coach, Grand Slam winning coach. 40 love. 40 love. As a return, goes out by Andreeva and Mboko stays in front. 4-3 first set. This has been a very close set to start. Oh yeah, she just got him, right, Gene? Sven Gronevald. I nailed it. Yeah, she just got him, so she ain't getting Wim Fizek. No chance. She already got a good coach. She's doing great. And she's winning, so that ain't going to change. Oh, wait. Are you saying Bianca has a coach? Oh, no. That Mukova. Okay. Yeah, Mukova's not going to change coaches. Bianca has a great coach at the moment. Okay, well, then maybe not. I'm just trying to think. Like, who... So, this is where I'm going with where I'm thinking. It has to be somebody who is either a Grand Slam champion who needs a coach or needs somebody who will also, somebody knows how to win slams. Or a young player who who we all think, and he probably will think, has the potential to win a slam. So that cancels out pretty much anybody who is not going to win a slam, not a slam prospect, but also who's probably over 30, right? So if you're over 30, unless you're I'm not saying that over 30s can't win slams, but it's probably not, unless they have, like Pegula would be, she doesn't need a coach, but Pegula would be a great example of somebody over 30 that you would be like, well, she could win a slam, right? She's in that window. Whereas, like I said, Alexandrova, probably someone like Keys doesn't need a coach. Mertens, I don't know if he'll go with Mertens. There's a Belgium connection there, though, but I don't know if Mertens is going to win a slam. So it's like, well, he doesn't seem to work with players that are not like slam potential. I'm just going down the list. I don't know. Joint doesn't need a coach. Sakari doesn't need a coach. We're seeing the players that have been up the top. Jovic doesn't need a coach. Osaka's got a coach, and he's worked with her a couple times. I don't think Noskova needs a coach. What about Towson? Actually, Towson. I know Towson's getting coached by a husband? Boyfriend? What about Towson? Yeah, what about Towson? Because I think she's getting coached by her partner, right? And she has had a bit of a backslide this year. She's, she was on the verge of top 10, and the last couple of months she's dropped down and not been as good as she was last year, mainly because of injury. Maybe Towson. I mean, she has Grand Slam potential. She's 23. She might need a coach. Maybe Wim Fizek could work with Towson. Maybe that's a possibility. Anyways, love 30. Medi won the second. Chat, I told you. I told you. The comeback started. All right, 400 rally. Into the backhand now of Andreeva. Backhand out from Mboko into the forehand of Andreeva. Into the backhand of Mboko. Forehand of Andreeva. Again to the backhand of Mboko. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Cross court. Mboko gets it. Andreeva forehand up the middle. Mboko with the backhand to the forehand of Andreeva. Again the backhand of Mboko. Andreeva forehand again. Cross court. What a rally. Forehand to forehand rally. That goes up the line from Andreeva. Mboko back into the net. Great rally by both. As Mboko hits her racket on the ground. All right. Eala needs a new coach. Does she? I don't think Eala needs a new coach, does she? I feel like Eala is doing just fine. No, you were saying Medi is falling apart. Bro, you weren't even here. All right, 30-all. Yeah, bro, you were here at the start of the match when Medvedev was falling apart. You just weren't here after that. You were jumping in and out of the stream, mate. You weren't here. 30-all. As we get a let from Andreeva. Would Osaka and Swiatek swap back coaches? I'll tell you this. After this game. 30-all. Vicharovsky might, I don't think he'll go back to Swiatek, but yet. But Vicharovsky and Osaka, from what I'm hearing, but what I read about what Osaka was saying about her future in tennis, if you're coaching Osaka, you might be a little bit worried about her, about what she said today. 40-30. And I'm a little worried as an Osaka fan. $40-30. As we find out from Mboko to the backhand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand again. Andreeva with a forehand cross. Mboko gets it back with a forehand. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand in the net. And it's 4-all. Another grinding rally. All right. Yeah, so Osaka said, when was this? An hour ago? In an interview, in the Miami press conference, apparently. While I want to win titles and be the best player I can, if it meant sacrificing time that I could spend with my daughter, I'd rather not do it. I feel like this is also a dilemma for me. Obviously, I would love to play, but like I said last year, for me, my daughter is very important and I want to be a mum. I want to be the best mum I can, but sometimes I feel like I know what I have to do to become a really good player, and it's really very difficult. So I'm not going to play Charleston. I hope I can play Madrid, Rome, and plan obviously French Open. Like I said last year, I'm not going to stay on tour if I'm losing in first rounds. So there you go. So if you're Vicharovsky, you're probably like, shit, well, if you don't play, I'm out of a job. So you wonder if he's, not that he's going to leave, but you got to think like, okay, well, if that's how you're going to approach the game, then, but then again, maybe Vicharovsky doesn't want to coach. Like him and Swiatek split, he didn't coach anybody else. And then he came out and coached Osaka, right? But he wasn't going to come back. He retired, right? So maybe he's like, oh, well, if you retire, I'll retire. Like he's probably not thinking, oh, I need to jump to another player now because maybe he's chilling. All right, return goes out by Andrea, 30-15. By the way, it's very hard because that was just a quote, so I'm going to find out if there was any... Because I feel like the question always matters. And it does seem like she was referring to the clay courts specifically. She might not play that much clay tennis, which she never does anyway. She doesn't like... Osaka on clay is not really a thing. Like, not playing Charleston, not going to play... Like, maybe play Madrid, Rome, French Open. So I'm not really that... If she's referring to clay courts, she's probably not too... she won't be too bothered. All right, Mboko puts away the winner, 5-4. Let me have a look if I can find the question. All right, 5-4. Is there any video that I can see? Does anyone know if there's a video of her in the press conference, or is that not a thing? All right, 5-4. Yeah, I don't think there's a. If I can find it, I'll listen to it. Because I think I want to know what the question was that prompted that answer. Okay, 5-4. By the way, she did lose a. I mean, look, if you look at who. I mean, Gibson's been good, but she did lose to a quali, so maybe Osaka's a little bit disappointed that she lost a match that she, Then again, Gibson's been good, so maybe she's been a bit harsh on herself for the loss this week. Gibson's been very, very solid. I mean, then Gibson's beaten Jovic as well, so it's not like Osaka had a bad week. She just played up against a really, really confident player. Backhand rally. As Mboko up the line is a winner, and it's love 15. Love 15. I'm putting £5 on Gauff hiring Fizette anyway. Ooh. I mean, look, she doesn't need a coach, Gauff, but I don't know. Anyways, backhand lob goes out by Mboko, 15-all. You know what I'm doing if I'm Wim Fizette? I'm waiting. I'm not like jumping, and he probably won't do this, but I'm not going to the next player that's available. I'm sitting back. Because there are a few players on the WTA that have a lot of points to lose coming up. And there might be some opportunities to coach some of these top 10 players and these Grand Slam champions after the French, after Wimbledon. So if I'm Wim Fizette, I'm probably sitting, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going home. I'm chilling. Because there might be some opportunities if certain players in the top 10 don't do well on clay and want to make a change after the clay season, he might be able to step up. So I'm not looking for a job right now. I'd be waiting. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to wait until the clay season plays out, and then let's see who still coaches who after the clay. Because I know Paolini's probably not going to get a new coach, but she's got a lot of points to lose. Sabalenka's got a lot of points to lose. Probably won't change coaches, but still. Gauff has a lot of points to lose. But also there's players that maybe are not very good at clay, and they might have some bad results. And they might feel the need to get a change because of they feel like they need to be better on clay or something, better on some surfaces. Or confidence. They need their confidence back. 5-all. So yeah, if I'm Wim Fizette, I'm waiting, because I reckon there's going to be some job opportunities come up like in July. Juan Carlos Ferrero or Andy Roddick will work with Iga. No. Chat, Andy Roddick is not going to coach anybody. He might advise people. He might be an advisor. He might be a mentor. But why would Andy Roddick coach somebody? Why? Why would he do that? Why? There's no chance. Somebody might come up to where he lives and ask for some tips and help, and there's no shot. One, because Andy Roddick has not coached anybody before, right? It's not like he coached when he retired and then now he's doing a podcast. No, he never coached. He walked away from tennis for like 10 years. He retired and then was like, I don't want, no thanks. And then he's only just come back into tennis lately, which is great. We love, I've missed Andy, but I loved his takes when he was playing. Is it a backhand rally? Up the line from Mboko, 4 now from Andrea to the front of Mboko. Mboko hits a winner, 30-15. So that aside, why would, and let's just take the name out of it, right? Andy Roddick. Let's just not picture this. You're starting a very successful podcast that you don't have to travel. You can stay home. You can be with your family. You can earn a living. You can still be involved in tennis, but you don't have to travel. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to leave. You don't even have to go to like a studio. Your studio is in your house, right? Or in your... Why would anybody then go, actually, I want to get back on the road and not have time to build my podcast YouTube channel that I've built the last 2 years. Yeah, I can't do that now because I have to go coach. Why would you do that? Why would anybody do that? And it's going well. If his podcast wasn't doing well, then okay, maybe he'll be like, maybe not. But because it's thriving, right? It's one of the staples of the tennis media, right? It's a staple of tennis media at the moment, right? For sure. Why would he be like, you know what? I'm going to actually go and coach somebody and not have enough time to do any of that stuff? Because when you go coach, it's not like he's going to be able to do exactly what he's doing. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And he just got hired to commentate on ESPN. Why would he be coaching? No chance. I think Cam, like Andy, can help on serve. Yeah, but like, I'm not saying that he couldn't help. He could definitely be a good. Like, he could definitely. I'm not saying that he's not. Like, he wouldn't be a good coach. I'm just saying that why would he do that? Why would he coach? Why would he do that? Like, there's no reason for him to go on the road to coach, because coaching is more fun than podcasting. You think that talking about tennis and sitting back from with the only thing on the line, your reputation, when you're talking about the sport, your job's not on the line, right? You think that is less fun than being in the cauldron and the fires of being a coach? Crazy. That's crazy That's a crazy statement. Coaching is more fun? What, when your job is on the line every week? There's no guarantee you have a job week to week. Your job is based on the results of the player that you're coaching. You get hate all the time. You get fired all the time on social media. Every time your player loses, the mob fire you. That's more fun than podcasting, where you can sit at home, shoot the shit with a bunch of friends about a sport that you love with no pressure. Come on now, you didn't think that through. You gotta think that through before you press enter. Before you send that message, you gotta think that through. Come on, that's not even remotely true. The stresses, the travel of coaching, the expectation, or podcast. Like, come on. There's a reason why everybody during lockdown start a podcast, because it's fun. Just shoot the shit. No pressure. Coaching is like, might be one of the worst jobs in this industry. Coaching a tennis player with the... Yeah, JJ Redick did it. Yeah. I know he did. But he's also coaching LeBron. I mean, maybe if you're coaching Djokovic, maybe if you come in and you're coaching Novak, But, yeah, I mean... 40 love. As Andrea looks to get to the tiebreak. Yeah, Andy Roddick... Again, I'm not saying that he wouldn't be a great coach. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't be a great advisor or mentor, right? We might see him in the box at the US Open with somebody, right? That's great. Great. If anybody can get him, that'd be great for their game. He'd be able to help with serves. He'd be able to help with pressures of slams, all that stuff. But there's no way he's going to put his hand up and say, yes, I would like to coach, please. There's no way. There's no way he's volunteering to do that. No chance. No shot. Not when he's got like a great thing going with the podcast and everything. No shot. Brad Gilbert's more likely to be a coach. And we're not even talking about Brad Gilbert coaching Swiatek. Nobody even mentioned that. Could that not be a thing? All right, who's winning the tiebreak, chat? We're going to lock back in, chat. I've been looping. We've been going round and round in circles. Let's get back to the match. One love on Mboko. All right. Andreeva serves. Into the forehand of Mboko. It's a let. One love on Mboko. And a fault second serve. As a return goes the backhand of Andreeva. Forehand from Mboko in the net. It's 1-1. All right, 1-1. As with a slice. Into the forehand of Andreeva. Forehand from Mboko. Again to the forehand of Andreeva. As Mboko forehand. Again to the forehand of Andreeva. Oh, Andreeva missed it long. Now, by the way, speaking of Andreeva earlier about her temperament, she's been pretty cool so far. 2-1 on Mboko. Let's see if she can keep her cool now. All right, nice serving on Mboko. 3-1. On Mboko. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As a return goes... No, it was a double fault, was it? Okay. 3-2. We're back on serve. Double fault. All right, 3-2. As a return goes into the forehand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand to the forehand of Andreeva. Into the forehand of Mboko on the stretch. Andreeva backhand cross court. Great shot. Mboko puts up a lob. Andreeva lets it bounce. Mboko's back in the rally, but then hits a backhand wide. 3-3. They change ends. Great rally from... Great hustle, but good composure from Andreeva. Hey, thank you, Dominic, for coming back. Appreciate that. All right, 3-0. That double fault sealed the set. Andreeva is taking it. Okay. Cam, what do you think about Roige as the Swiatek's coach? I think he's coaching Pirikar, so he's not available. I'm pretty sure. But he would be a great option if he's available. 3-0. There's been a 4-4 rally. Up the line from Andreeva to the backhand of Mboko. And then Andreeva hits it long and then hits the ball in the net. And it's 4-3 on Mboko. All right. Return goes in the back of Mboko. Forehand now from Andreeva. Into the forehand of Mboko. Andreeva forehand up the line. Mboko's there with the backhand. Into the backhand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand. Again to the backhand of Andreeva up the line. That's a good shot. Mboko gets it back with the forehand. Andreeva up the line again with the forehand. Mboko gets it. Andreeva with the forehand up the line again. Goes in? No. It went wide. I think. God, Hawkeye, can you speak up? I can't hear you. It landed in. Great shot. 4-all. Great shot from Andreeva. All right, return goes in the front of Mboko. Andreeva backhand. Into the front of Mboko. Into the front of Andreeva. Mboko making Andreeva run. Slice goes up. As Mboko forehand. Into the slice of Andreeva. Again to the front of Mboko. Up the line to the back of Andreeva. Andreeva in the net. 5-4 Mboko. So apparently Roige is... It's not confirmed, but he's working with Puricar. But there's no confirmation whether or not they're coaching. He might just be on a trial basis. All right, 5-4. But anyways, I think we're just a wait and see because I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we'll know a decision. All right, 5-4 on Mboko. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Mboko. Return goes back of Andreeva. Up the line's good. Mboko gets back with the forehand to the front of Andreeva. Up the line again. Mboko defending. As we got a backhand in the net by Andreeva. And it's 6-4 and Andreeva's starting to talk. Mboko's got 2 set points. 6-4. Andreeva's played a good... she played a little bit of a good tiebreak in the middle. But a couple of errors have put her in big trouble. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Into the front of Mboko. Return to the back of Andreeva. It's Mboko. Backhand cross court. It goes in the back of Andreeva. Drop shot on Mboko. Andreeva gets it, but hits it in the net. And the first set goes to Mboko. And Mboko is just, I don't know what, the camera's not showing Andreeva. I want to see what her reaction was. Mboko, cool, calm, collected. 1 hour played. Mboko did just give a look at to Andreeva, so you wonder if Andreeva went off. I couldn't tell because they didn't show they didn't show any of Andreeva. But Mboko wins the first in the tiebreak. All right. First set to Mboko. Play suspended on Medvedev's court. Why is that? All right. Nice work on Mboko. Good drop shot too. Oh, here we go. What's Andreeva's reaction? Gives a thumbs up and then just... Yeah, she gave a lot of words to the coaches. She gave a thumbs up and then she just... Yeah. I'll tell you, chat, there have been a lot of high-tension moments between Andreeva and the coaches this year. There has been... And I'm not saying that, like, oh, they should split or whatever. I still think Conchita Martinez is a great fit for Andreeva, or at least a great... Andreeva would be crazy to get rid of her. But how much, as a coach, are you willing to take this kind of, abuse is a strong word, but like, how long are you going to be like, every time you don't execute my plan, you're yelling at me, and I'm getting yelled at every day. I don't need this shit. Like, how long is it going to take before the coaches just turn around and go, I don't need this shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not just like, oh, well, Andreeva's not being able to do what the coaches are saying. It's on, the coaches are wrong. But like, how long until they just get fed up with Andreeva, blaming them for everything, on court, every time. And I don't know what Andreeva's doing, waving to the crowd. Okay. Yeah. Andreeva's going to serve first in the second. Oh my God. So wait, hang on a second. Dutchie, is this real? Muhammad Liani stopped the match because there was because Spider Cam got stuck on in his chair. So the camera, the one that flies across the stadium, that got stuck and they've suspended the match because the cameras got stuck. That's crazy. Liani is one of the most careful umpires, though. We know that. So he would it makes sense that he would be the one that was like, stop, stop, stop. So what? How does the camera get stuck, though? Like, why? How did that happen? As Andreeva hits an ace, 30 love. How does that happen? Juan Carlos Ferrero is not working with Swiatek. He won't. I'm on a loop. Backhand rally. That's a winner there by Andrea. 40 love. 40 love. Oh, okay. So the thing broke. The camera broke. Okay. Anyways, 40 love. Yeah, these two play doubles together. They won yesterday and they're going to play tomorrow, I think, right? Or they're playing today. I think they're playing tomorrow. All right. As that goes out by Andreeva, 40-15. Andreeva wasn't convinced Hawkeye got that right, but she'll accept it anyway. All right, 40-15. Serve to the front of Mboko. Mboko hits it out. And Andreeva 1 love in the second. Man, never a dull moment with Liani's matches. That's it. He is the it's never a dull moment. One love Andreeva. One love is Mboko serves. The forehand of Andreeva. Return goes to forehand of Mboko. Andreeva forehand slice. In the net. 15 love. So we've got Gauff coming up soon as well. So get ready for that as well. Gauff versus Castello. God damn, there's some good matches today, chap. We are spoiled for choice today. And then we got Sabalenka versus Zhang. Well, man, this is going to be a whole day. All right. 30-15. As Mboko serves. Into the back of Andreeva. Return goes wide. 40-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Mboko. Backhand from Andreeva to the backhand of Mboko. Andreeva forehand cross. Mboko gets on the stretch and hits a winner. 1-1. What a shot. Mboko. By the way, chat, this is such a high level match too. They're playing some great points. I told you this is match of the day. And this is exactly what I'd expected. I love it. Sabalenka's Young's head-to-head is one-sided. It is very one-sided. Sabalenka dominates. But I'm still interested to see how Zhang does. You know, it's a good opportunity to see her, see what she can do. 1-all. As Andrea with an ace, 15 love. Rallies are really good, yeah. They are playing some tennis. All right, return goes back in Andrea. Back in now from Mboko. Andrea slice. Into the slice of Mboko. Mboko on the net, 30 love. Andrea serves again. Ooh, pardon me. As Andrea hits drop shot in the net. 30-15. As Andrea serves again. Out wide, the backhand of Mboko. Backhand out from Andrea up the middle. Into the foot of Mboko. Andrea backhand cross court in the net. 30-all. Mboko looking for the break. Have we had a break yet in this match? No. Phenomenal. Like, that's phenomenal level of tennis. If we're not getting any... had 0 breaks. Only a couple break points. As we're going to let out wide. As a return. Goes wide by Mboko. Good serve. 40-30. 40-30. I mean, these two played one of the matches of the year in February. As that goes for a winner from Mboko. And we get the deuce. Great forehand up the line. Now we get the deuce. As we get a backhand up the line from Andreeva's a winner this time. All right. Advantage Andreeva. Advantage Andreeva to get back the lead. Andreeva serves. Fault. Second serve. This match has been great so far, yeah. This is living up to the hype. As the return goes into the backhand of Andreeva. Backhand from Mboko. Andreeva with a volley. Mboko with a slice. Oh, she just missed it. Andreeva leads 2-1. 2-1 Andreeva in the second. Now, Atman took the medical timeout. Atman took a medical timeout. All right. Winner of this place, Mukova, by the way. And I'll tell you, she is loving this because she played an hour for her match, right? And now she gets to watch these two players slog it out in the heat. And this has been a long match. You know, it's been much longer than already longer than the Mukova match. So yeah, Mukova is loving this. She's like, play. She hopes that Andreeva wins a second, so they play 3. By the way, winner of this match plays tomorrow against Mukova. Mukova will get destroyed by Mboko, assuming Mboko is fit. Really, you reckon? Why one match at a time? What do you mean? Cerundolo is struggling with injury and is struggling to move between points. Oh, really? So Medvedev is hanging on. Mboko is like a young Osaka. Like the way she plays. Yeah, I could see a little bit of a serve. I think she's got better movement than Osaka. I think she's quicker than Osaka. Better defense, but yeah, I could see it. I mean, the serve, the big game. I think she's a better mover though. All right, 2-1. And maybe hasn't got the. Her serve is huge though. I was going to say not as big a serve, but she kind of has she serves an ace. All right. As she serves an ace, I'll shut up. 15 love. Djokovic just beat Mboko. That is true. That is correct. As we have second serve. We have Nostradamus in the chat. How lucky we all are. Why? Who's in the chat? And return goes in the back of Mboko. Backing up from Andreeva. He's out. 30 love. 30 love. I'm thinking who Mboko's compares to. Yeah. Yeah. Because she's got like great composure as well, right? She doesn't get frustrated. Let's read a backhand return now. The form of Mboko. Up the line's good. And it's 40 love. Great shot. My question is for... my question around Mboko is how does she deal if she gets to top 5? Like how we've seen so many players, they get to that top 10, top 5, and the expectation on, okay, now you're one of the favorites. How does Mboko go with being a favorite? In like to win a tournament, right? Not just to win a match. Because she's a favorite to win matches most of the time anyway, but what happens when she's like one of the contenders for Wimbledon? Right? What happens when people are picking her to win the US Open? How does she deal with that pressure? Because we haven't seen that yet because it hasn't happened yet. Like some people might have said, oh, she can win the Australian Open, but that was a long shot. When she's one of the top 5 favorites, that's when I'm interested to see how she does. Because she's phenomenal and she's got the game to win a slam. But that's my next question. Because we've seen a lot of players, Andreeva's one of those players, this time last year we're going, oh, Andreeva could win the French. And she got to the quarters and then lost to Boiseau and hasn't been able to really replicate or at least not be able to maintain that level it was 12 months ago. So yeah, that's my only question for around Mboko is what happens when she is, or now she is one of the favorites to win the tournament. What happens then when she's expected to win? She's expected to make the semis of a slam. That's a new, different pressure, right? You're talking too fast. If I talk slow, I'd miss half the points. All right, lovely hitting from Andreeva. Beautiful backhand up the line. So we'll see. I mean, we're seeing the same thing with Anisimova a bit this year too. Like she went from getting into the slam finals, having a great run, to becoming like Australian Open favorite. One of the favorites. And she's been on and off too. So yeah, so that's what the next test for Mboko, right? At least for me. That's what I'm interested to see how Mboko does on clay, because I'm not sure. And also how Mboko does as a slam favorite. And also how she reacts or how she deals with having an upset, because she hasn't really had any bad upsets yet. An upset, like if she loses second round of Madrid, like how does that affect her? Because we haven't really seen that. seen her lose matches that she hasn't had a bad loss lately. Anyways, back in a backhand rally. That's a great win up by Mboko, 15-0. Like, what's been her worst loss so far this year? I can't remember. Has she had a bad loss? She lost to Sabalenka in Indian Wells, Mukova in... Yeah, she hasn't had a bad loss all year. She lost to Mertens at the United Cup. They were both around 20 in the world, so that's not a bad loss. She hasn't had a bad loss since, like, Yastremska and Ningbo last year, maybe, but Yastremska was top 30. Anyways, 15-0. We got a forehand up the line is long from Mboko, 30-15. Yeah, so... And I'm going to give her a pass because after she won Montreal, she was injured. So she lost to Krejcikova. She had 4 losses in a row. Krejcikova, Potapova, Alexandra Eala, Yastremska. And then she got back into her winning ways. So if we get rid of that, if we give her a pass, and I'm giving her a pass because I'm making up the rules right now. Mboko was injured during that time. The losses she's had since Wimbledon. So she lost to Wimbledon. She lost to Zhang on the clay of Roland Garros. She lost to Hon in the qualies of Wimbledon, but then got a lucky loser and won. Lost to Baptiste in the second round. So she had a couple of losses there that were strange. She lost to Raducanu in Washington. She won Montreal. She then lost to Raducanu again in Tokyo. She lost to Mertens at the United Cup after winning in Hong Kong at the end of last year. She then lost to Andrea in Adelaide final. Sabalenka at the Australian Open. Mukova in the final at Doha. And then Sabalenka in Indian Wells quarterfinals. So, I mean, it's been like 9 months since she's had a bad loss. That hasn't, like an unexplained bad loss. Like, how did that happen, right? Whereas Potapova, like I said, there was a 4 matches in a row loss, and you could be like, well, yeah, she was injured. So, yeah, she was recovering. She wasn't 100%. You can put that down to fitness. But she hasn't had a bad loss all year. Mertens being the worst loss of the year, which was a 3-setter. So, I want to see what happens when she loses to, like, someone outside the top 100. And when people get shocked by her loss, right? Because at the moment, nobody's being shocked by her loss. She lost in a final to Mukova. She lost to Sabalenka twice. Like, okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So what happens when, and it will happen, it happens to everybody. What happens when Mboko loses to, a wild card or a qualifier when in a second round when she was not supposed to, she was a favorite, right? We'll see. Also, yeah, what's her clay tennis like? I mean, she did well at Roland Garros. She made the second round and lost to Zhang. Like, is she gonna be one of those players that we don't see on the clay because it's not her thing? Or has she got a sneaky clay court record we didn't even know? I mean, she's not bad on clay. So she did last year. She lost. She made the second round of Rome, lost to Gauff in 3. Okay. She lost to Sharif in a challenger in the final. She lost in the third round of Roland Garros after winning 5 matches in a row to get there. Lost to Zhang, who made a final not that long ago. Won the gold medal on that same court less than 12 months earlier. So, I don't think she'll disappear on clay. She seems to be pretty capable. So we'll see. But the upside for Mboko is huge. Like, there doesn't seem to be a downside. It's like, oh shit, she doesn't lose to anybody except for the best. She doesn't seem to get rattled or nervous. Her game seems unstoppable, right? She's got the big serve, the big ground strokes, nothing, she doesn't miss. Like, Mboko's got, like, I mean, there's no reason why she couldn't win a slam this year. Besides, Sabalenka getting in her way. That seems to be the problem. She plays Sabalenka. All right, 3-2. Serve out wide. The forehand of Andreeva. Backing up from Mboko. The forehand of Andreeva. Forehand from Mboko is good. Andreeva 3-2 up, by the way, and puts a forehand winner away. Love 15. Now I get the hiccups. Love 15. As that goes out by Andreeva. Love 15 all. Oh, God, no! Uh, 15 all. Oh, God. Ace at what? Is there any doctor in the house? I need some help. 40-15. As Mboko serves. Backhand to backhand rally. That goes out by Andreeva. And it's 3-0. All right. Damn it. All right. 15 love. Andrea talking to the umpire. Not sure what she was talking to the umpire about. Okay, is she asking for a trainer maybe? Okay, I think we're good. 15-0. By the way, to the guy that said big Djokovic news, don't be annoying. 15-0. As we serve now the back of Mboko. Forehand now from Andreeva to the forehand of Mboko. Up the line to the back of Andreeva. Andreeva shanks it wide. 15-30. 15-30. Just try to startle you to stop the hiccups? Yeah, don't do that. That doesn't startle me. 15-30. As the return goes in the forehand of Andreeva. Backhand now from Mboko is too good. We've got break points. We haven't had any breaks yet in this match. 15-40. Mboko has got two of them. All right, 15-40. Serve to the backhand of Mboko. Backhand from Andreeva. Winner. Beautiful shot. Sorry, it's a forehand from Mboko return. 30-40. One saved. 30-40. As we get a fault from Andreeva. Second serve. As the return goes back on Andreeva. Back on Mboko into the net. So we get the deuce. That man beat Felix? Wow. That's interesting. So what does that mean? So Atman is going to play the winner of Tiafoe Menchik. Oh, Menchik Sinner. Or Menchik Atman. Or, Sinner Atman is also an interesting match. Okay. Menchik versus Atman. Menchik Tiafoe is a banger. Don't count out foe. All right, 34. Deuce. As Andrea says, a fault second serve. Serve to the backhand of Mboko. Mboko hits a wide advantage on Andrea. Also, Medvedev Cerundolo. Winner plays on Bear. And they're in a battle. Medvedev serving to stay in the match. All right. Advantage Andrea to stay in front. Good serve to the backhand of Mboko. Andrea backhand into the backhand of Mboko. Andrea again with the backhand to the backhand of Mboko. Mboko hits it long. Andrea, good hold. That was a solid hold by Andrea. And she is in the lead again, 4-3. 4-3. And the train is out for Andrea. She's pointing at her hip, I think. She's saying that when she hits backhand, yeah, she's pointing at like her left hip. Yeah, we've had no breaks of serve. By the way, to the person that said Sinner beat the piss out of Atman in Cincinnati, are you sure? You sure about that? By the way, your name is crazy. Your username is insane. I don't know if you know that. No, I think you did that on purpose. Your username is crazy. I'm not going to lie. That is a wild name. But that first set against Atman was very dangerous for Sinner. He did win the second, but the first set was very tough. But that is a choice, that name. That is a choice. Yeah, I know. I know what it meant. I know what it meant. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm up the arse and all. But yeah, it's a wild name now. They ruined it for you. Cam clearly doesn't like Raducanu. That's what I just heard. Did you just cry? Andrea's getting a medical timeout, by the way, so serious shit. Off-court medical, so I think it is a hip issue. I think there's a hip problem for Andrea, but she's going to get some treatment. Chat is ridiculous today. Yeah, everyone's just at work. Boo! Is she gonna retire? Medvedev lost. I know. Don't cry. I've got tissues. No, give them to the guy in the chat because I'm fine. Somebody in the chat was crying. I can't believe Medvedev lost. My perfect record. How could that happen? Medvedev out. Cerundolo, great win for Fran, by the way. We love Cerundolo. Great win for him. He's made the semis here before, I think, so it shouldn't be totally unexpected. Zverev versus Sinner got easy draws. Bottom half of the draw definitely. No, what are you talking about? Top half of the draw. If Alcaraz beat Korda, you would be saying that Alcaraz has the easy draw. Top half of the draw has opened up way more, but the bottom half of the draw is still tough. Zverev's got to play Cilic. What are you talking about? Easy. And Menchik is still there, and he beat Sinner. So be careful. I don't think it's easy. Yeah, mad respect for to Cerundolo. He bageled Medvedev on a hard court. That's crazy. Alcaraz draw was way harder. Yeah. To start with, but like, had he have beaten Quarter, you would look at the draw now and go, Alcaraz makes the final. But yeah, Sinner's got an easier start to the tournament. His draw gets harder as it goes on, as it should. Whereas it was the other way around for Alcaraz. He had a hard start, but it was going to open up after. We're just waiting for Andrea to come back. Cam, because you haven't seen Raducanu in Miami. She's played two matches. One match was at the same time as every other match, and the other time was she played put and saver and she won easily. Bro, we don't watch a lot of players. And it's not because I don't like them, it's because there's too much tennis and I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. I can't watch every single match of the tournament. I try. Oh, I try. I try so hard. So we miss a couple of players here and there. I can't help it. But you're lucky she hasn't lost yet, because we'll watch her tonight. Now, I'm still waiting for the players to come back. Oh, sorry. We're still waiting for Andrea to come back. And by the way, we're probably actually... Oh, no, I forgot she's playing at Gibson, isn't she? Ooh. We might not watch her because she's playing Gibson, so... We're not watching it today. Sorry. You should be an actor full of drama. Drama king. Can somebody tell John Michael that the point of the internet is to have fun? We're just having fun mucking around. It's just a... This is called streaming is meant to be entertaining. It's not real. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not actually crying. We're just having some fun. I'm just kidding. Oh no. So childish. God. No, I don't want to have fun. I want you to not have fun. Still waiting for Andrea to come back from the medical timeout, by the way. So childish, but you're still watching. So you must be having some fun. Come on. You can have fun. You're allowed to smile. You can have some fun. It's all right. This is a fun zone. You're allowed to hang out and have fun here, SDN. What's SDN stand for? SDN. You can have fun. You're allowed to have fun. It's all right. Don't take things so serious. Life is a joke. Is that what they say in that movie? Or something? I don't know what it is. You're ignoring me. I'm ignoring a lot of people. And it's not because I'm ignoring. It's because I'm trying to put on a show. Stephen Daniel Mel. Well, Stephen and Daniel, is that one person or is that three people? You can all have fun, or you can have you're allowed to have fun. Don't be so. Tennis is too serious. Don't be so serious. All right, we're back on court. Andreeva's back. We've got Coco coming up next as well. We'll get to her match soon. But, yeah, Andreeva is back on court. We've had no breaks in this match, by the way. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Love 15. Oh, it's three people in one. Well, look, have a laugh. Laughing is fun. Like, laughing is actually great. I've been having so many laughs lately. It just makes you feel better. Laughing is actually the best medicine. Like, I've been finding like the funniest shit on Instagram, and I'm just laughing my ass off every day. Just having a good laugh. One good belly laugh every day just puts you in a good mood, man. I'm watching, like I said, I've been watching this YouTube, this Instagram account called Revival of the Fittest. It's it's very entertaining. All right, 4-15. All right, 4-15. That's your first serve is a fault. Second serve. So to serve out wide. The forehand of Andrea. Return goes wide, and it's 4-0. Let's see how Andrea serves here, because she said that the backhand was giving her some problems, but let's see if Andrea can stay in front here after the medical timeout. I agree, Cam. I'm pulling your chain. I love laughter. Oh, okay. Some of you are not very good at telling jokes, I've got to be honest. So, some of you are, you got backhand rally. There's been a forehand from Andrea into the forehand of Mboko. Andrea, forehand in the net, love 15. If you're joking, you gotta like tell me. You gotta say like whatever you're saying, and then be like, just kidding. I can't hear you. I can't hear if you're being sarcastic. I can only read it. I'm reading it as if you're calling me childish, you gotta like be like lol, so I know what you're talking about. I know that it's like you're kidding, right? Backhand rally. You can hear it in my voice when I'm not serious. As that goes out by Mboko, 15-0. All right, 15-0 is a very important game here. Yeah, Gauff starting soon. We'll get there soon. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Serve. Ace down the tee. Jesus. 30-15. Yeah, you got to throw in some emojis or something. 30-15. Thanks, Deb. 30-15. And the backhand slice goes into the backhand of Andrea. That's a good shot. 40-15. 40-15. Good game here from Andrea. Four to 15. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Andrea up the line to the forehand of Mboko. Andrea forehand slice. Mboko. Cross-court forehand winner. That was a hammer. 40-30. Jeez. What the hell? All right, 40-30. First serve's a fault, second serve. And that goes in the net from Mboko, and Andrea holds 5-4. All right. 5-4. Andrea. The umpire, not the umpire. The umpires. Can you imagine? The trainer is back out on court giving giving some treatment to Andreeva's leg. Can you imagine if that was the umpire? The umpire jumped out of the chair to give a massage. It's weird. That would be unprofessional. And probably cheating. That's probably not allowed. That's favoritism. You can't do that. Do we have to start our comment with joke? No, because some of you, I know that you're kidding. Is this the people that don't usually chat, or the people that I don't recognize for their humor? Like, Dan, I don't have to take, like, everything you say, I don't take seriously at all. Even if you're being serious. It's like, I don't know, Dan's just fucking around again. I don't know what he's saying. I feel like you're just kidding all the time. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? There's people that come in and just like always joke. They're never serious. I'm like, okay. Nah. No, you don't have to be like, this is a joke, and then like explain the joke. But for people that I don't recognize in the chat or don't come here very often, if they come in here and start saying stuff with like deadpan, I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Or what's going on? But Dan, you're fine. You don't have to announce a joke before you say it. You can just say it. And I'll react to it. Who took timeout? Andreeva. All right. Mboko serving to stay in the set. What's your favorite color? Black? Is that a color? All right. 5-4. Yeah, no breaks in 22 games is awesome. As Mboko hits a winner. 15 love. We've got Coco coming up in a second. Hey, Cam, where's the post-match analysis for Eala? I haven't done it yet because I've been live this whole time, so just wait and see. Don't worry. Angry person in local newspaper. Are you fun at parties? As we had a drop shot from Mboko, Andreeva gets it. Mboko with the lob, too good. And that was a smart from Mboko to test Andreeva's leg with that drop shot. 30 love. Beautiful drop shot. Andreeva got there, but she was never going to get that lob. Forehand. Up the line is long by Mboko, 30-15. Did I see the Collins Moutet drama? All right, backhand slice. Into the forehand of Mboko. Mboko puts away, 40-30, 40-15. Yeah, and I don't care. 40-15. I feel like it's a little rage bait. Like, I think they know what they're doing. Everybody knows what's... But then people engage in it. I don't care. I don't care. It's not my sort of content. Like, I don't... Like, that's not the stuff that I would go out and watch. Because I don't like gossipy shit. Like, I'm not into that shit. You know, TMZ, all that stuff, celebrity, like, you know, who's talking to who. Like, I don't care. I don't care if Alcaraz and Raducanu are friendly. I don't like all that shit. I don't give a shit. Anyways, Andrea hits a winner, deuce. This is not what I'm into. I like drama on court, you know, when there's like beef. Give me all the beef, right? I don't really care about, like, you know, whatever they're talking about. All right. So it goes out from Andreeva, and it's advantage. Like, I heard it because I know people were going to bring it up, so I need to be informed, but I'm like, whatever. As the return goes in the backhand of Mboko, Andreeva backhand into the back of Mboko, up the line to the forehand of Andreeva. Mboko backhand into the backhand of Andreeva. That's a great shot. Mboko slice. Andreeva on the attack. Hits a forehand. Up goes a lob by Mboko. And the smash from Andreeva. It's too good. Great hitting from Andreeva. Deuce. All right, we get the deuce. That was a dumb comment. That's so stupid. It's funny, though. All right, deuce. Serve. Into the front of Andreeva. Back in our slice from Mboko. Andreeva forehand. Inside out's a good shot. Up goes a lob by Mboko, but it's in there. We've got a set point. Coco alert. Is Coco started yet? What's up? Dutchie, you gotta be more specific. If you're saying you're doing that, that is terrifying. When it comes from you can't be vague. What do you mean Coco alert? What the hell? Dutchie out here trying to give me hiccups again. Advantage on Andreeva. Backhand return goes back on Mboko up the net. It's in the net. Andreeva takes the second, the first break of the entire match. Okay. Andreeva takes the second. We're going 3. Oh, they're on court. Okay, Dutchie. Jesus Christ. You scared the shit out of me. Here I am thinking you're going like she withdrew or something. Like, you can't be like, don't do that. Don't do that. God damn. I know Coco's coming up. I was waiting for this match, this set to end. How are you scaring the crap out of me? All right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're going 3. And the trainer's still giving Andreeva a little bit of work. She's allowed to do that. It's allowed to happen. That's all right. So we've got Gauff coming up as well. Let's get that match started. So much tennis going on today. We're so busy. Winner of this match, by the way, will take on Mukova. But let's see how Coco does. Castell is a tough matchup. All right, what's going on? Welcome, everybody. We've got lots of tennis on today, so we've got a double header. Mboko and Andrea are going the distance. Gauff's playing Castell, which is a very tough match. Castell's having a great season and a very difficult match potentially for Coco. So, yeah, this is going to be a banger. 4th round action. All the ladies are playing today. We've had a couple of men's matches. We've got Sinner come up later. We'll watch him a little bit later. But, yeah, Andrea just getting a little bit more work on her leg. She's allowed to in the change of ends. She's not allowed to if there's... She's not allowed to get another medical timeout, but she's allowed to... she's allowed to get some attention off while there's a change of ends. All right. All right, so Coco is on court. They're warming up. And then we're going to get started. Yep, wide open top half of the draw for the ATP. Yep. Medical timeout disrupt Mboko's rhythm. Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it definitely wasn't tactical. I can tell you that. Andreeva wasn't doing it because she wanted to disrupt rhythm. That might have happened, but it wasn't. She actually needs treatment. She's got a leg issue. Yeah, Castell retires at the end of the year. Yeah. You're allowed to have a medical timeout on each injury you get. So 1 per injury. So you can't have two for a leg injury if it's the same leg. But if you do hurt your arm and then you hurt your leg, you can have 2 timeouts. 1 per injury is the rule. And if it's a pre-existing injury, I don't think you can get treatment. So if you're coming in with an injury, you can't get treatment on that injury. So if you come in with like a shoulder strapped or your leg taped, you can't get treatment on that injury because you've already had treatment before the match, right? So it's not a new injury. You only get treatment on new injuries. These rules don't make any sense. Chat, did that not make sense? I feel like that made perfect sense. Did I not make... I can clarify. Let me know if that made no sense to you. I feel like that made perfect sense. Anyways, that goes out by Gauff on the first point. Castell 15 love. Both these ladies wearing the same outfit. Both New Balance. Who else is with New Balance? Oh, it makes no sense. The rule makes no sense. Oh, I thought you were saying I didn't make sense. I thought you were saying that what I said didn't make sense. You mean the rule doesn't make sense? Why doesn't it make sense though? As Castella hits a winner down the line, 30 love. What part of the rule doesn't make sense? Like what, that you can't have multiple timeouts on the same thing? I think that's fair. Because then players would use that rule to their favor. People can take multiple timeouts. Oh yeah, but not on the same injury. And by the way, remember that they do an assessment period, so it's not like, it's not like you can pretend to have a sore arm. Like it has to be a legit injury. 40 love. The umpire, the trainers are not just going to be like, oh, you said your arm's sore, I'm going to believe you and give you a 5-minute timeout. Like they're going to do an assessment to make sure you're not just pretending, right? They're going to do their best to do that. All right, for 30 all, by the way, Andreeva, first game of the third. The rule makes no sense. I don't get it. I mean, I think the rule makes perfect sense. So what if you hurt your arm, and then in the third set you roll your ankle, you can't get treatment on your ankle, like because you've already had treatment on your arm? Like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't seem fair. Anyways, break point on Mboko to start the third. There's a bit of fault, second serve. Would be pretty easy to fake. Yeah, look, this isn't like, you tricking your parents into staying home from school one day and be like, oh, I'm sick. And your mum's like, oh, well, you better stay home from school. It's not like that. They're a little bit more professional. Anyways, forward rally. Hey, look, we've all tried it. I know we have. Everybody has. Backhand to backhand rally up the line from Mboko is good. Andreeva gets it. Forehand from Mboko. Into the foot of Andreeva. Off the tape goes into the backhand of Mboko. Backhand from Andreeva. Off the tape again as Mboko hits it in the net. 2 let cords in a row. And we get back to deuce. Also, we've got some trouble for Castella here. Deuce. And then an ace. Castella gets to advantage. Advantage Castella. And Andreeva gets the deuce. Andreeva hasn't been broken all day. As you hit the forehand out of the backhand of Mboko. Slice from Andreeva. Mboko comes in. Backhand up the line. And Andreeva with a pass, but Mboko puts it away. And it's advantage on Mboko. As Gauff comes in with a slice. And Castella with a passing shot winner. Too good. 1-love. Castella wins the first game. Break point on Mboko. Serving the forehand of Mboko. Return goes into the backhand of Andreeva, but she missed! So now, Andreeva smacks the ball into the back of the court and doesn't want to talk to the coaches. So Andreeva, who hadn't been broken all day, gets broken, not because I said it, but because it happened. 2 breaks in a row now, after no breaks for the first 2 hours of this match. 1-1. Sorry, 1-love. All right, Gauff serving. Castella wins the first game of the match. All right, return goes in from Castella. No, it doesn't. It goes long. All right, 15-love. All right, as that goes out by Gauff. And it goes in by Gauff, 30-love. Gauff looks different with a hat on, I know, right? As a return from Castella, just goes wide, 40-love. Cam curse, no such thing. 40 love Coco. Does Sinner stand a chance against Mutekam? Terrible joke. By the way, about 7 other people have said that today. So you just ripped that off somebody else. Somebody already said that, and I ignored that. Somebody said that yesterday. I think 4 people said that. That's not original. Come on now. You got that from someone else. Thank you, Dan. I think that was a joke. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, you could be the joke clarification. You could be like, yeah, that was a joke. You can be my joke advisor. By the way, to the guy, stop spamming. Can you stop spamming? All right, 15:40. Break back again. We're going to get 3 breaks in a row. Up goes a lob from Andreeva. And Mboko volleys it away. That's 1 save, 30-40. All right, 30-40. All right. Serving. The return goes in the net. And it's deuce. 40 all. Thank you to the person in the chat for telling me that. I'm so happy that you told me that what the score was. I couldn't see it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyways, backhand from Mboko into the slice of Andreeva, and then Mboko puts it away. And it's advantage on Mboko. Mboko to stay in front. Yeah, I got the score covered. You guys just sit back and relax. Is this the first time that these two have played? Castella and Gauff? I don't think so. I think they would have played before. Yeah, 2-0. Oh, no, hang on. The hell? Okay, WTA website. All right. I'm pretty sure I said Castella, not Noskova. They don't even sound the same. 1-0 Coco. They played back in the Australian Open 2020, and it was 7-5 in the third for Coco. So, yeah, they played one time. 1-0 in favor of Gauff, but it was a long time ago. 15-40. Gauff with a chance to break. Serving the front of Gauff. Return goes in the net for 30-40. 30. Oh, no. $30-40. Backhand goes into the backhand of Gauff, up the line to the forehand of Castella. Backhand from Gauff into the backhand of Castella. There's Gauff. Backhand again as Castella hits the backhand wide. There's the break. Gauff 2-1. It's all right, Watchalong. All right, Gauff breaks 2-1. We get the deuce. Mboko trying to consolidate the break. As the return goes into the front of Mboko. Passing shot from Andreeva misses. Advantage on Mboko. Advantage. Advantage on Mboko. Yeah, I feel like the not complaining about matches doesn't happen as much anymore. I feel like people don't complain about matches as much as they used to. I feel like it's become a... I don't think people complain that much anymore. We've all kind of accepted. Anyway, slice goes in the front of Andreeva. Back into Mboko. Andreeva with a volley. Backhand from Mboko. Andreeva with a volley. Backhand volley from Mboko's a winner. Great rally from Mboko. And it's 2-love. Mboko consolidates the break. If Mute wins, Cam will be proven right. What? Tiafoe's looking good. Is he winning? What's going on with Foe? Ooh, they just started. So nothing's happened yet. They just started. All right. Backhand from Andrea to the backhand of Mboko. Andrea forehand. Into the backhand of Mboko. Andrea backhand. Into the backhand of Mboko. Mboko in the net. 15-love. Gauff's got the break in the first. And it's 2-1. As Andrea serves a fault. Second serve. As Andrea hits it out, 15-all. As that goes into the backhand of Andrea in the net. 15-30. By the way, Deb, we're talking about this is not democracy. What are you talking about? I ask you guys what you want to watch. And usually I get 7 different answers. Volley goes into the backhand of Mboko. Backhand out from Andrea in the net. It's 15-40. 15-40. Cam, can we watch all these matches at the same time? No. Backhand goes in from Mboko. Up the line to the front of Andrea. Mboko forehand. Off the tape. Andrea with a backhand cross court. Mboko's got it. But misses it. 30-40. 30-40. Still break point for a double break here. Serve is a fault from Andrea. Second serve. Serving the back of Mboko. Andrea back into the front of Mboko. Drop shot is good. Andrea gets it. Mboko lob is short. Andrea with a volley in the net. There's a 3-love lead. Wow. So we've had a bunch of breaks. All right. 3-love. Cam, you're the conductor and we're the passengers. We go where you go. Yeah. I mean, here's the alternative. If you're like, hey, Cam, can we watch this match? And I say, well, I'm watching these matches. I can't watch Menchik right now. You could also get Tennis TV. Or chat tennis, whatever, right? You could watch those matches. You can watch those matches. Like you can get, it's not like they're not being shown anywhere. They're definitely being shown. You could watch them. They're not free, but you can watch them. So, like, it's not like, oh, they're not. I can't find this anywhere. No, you can. It's literally online. You can do that if you really want to watch that. But I try my best. Look, we watch so much tennis. I'm one person. I'm one man, and I watch as much as I can. Some would say I watch too much, but I don't listen to that. But I say no. We're back on serve, by the way. So yeah, look, if I don't get to watch your favorite player every day, I apologize. But I can't. I try my best. I do my best. And I can tell you we're watching everything from the quarterfinals onwards, so if your player's in the quarterfinals, we're definitely going to watch them. Backhand goes out by Coco, love 15. And Mboko is in control. 3 love. All right, Mboko, 15 love. Is it a 4-4 rally? Up the line goes into the backhand of Castell. Castell in the net. And it's 15-all. Mboko 15. So 30 love with an ace. Yeah, Laura, all of those, so many things broke in the process of transferring files. That was fun though. I did like having to change the scoreboard colors, but it got like the whole, when I changed upgraded computers, everything shit itself. And that was one of the things that didn't work when I transferred it over. So, but yeah, we've had some fun things on the channel. As Andrea hits it out, 40-15. And Mboko to go to 4 love. Am I going to cover the Aussie Open? I already have. As with a 400, and then 400 of Andrea to the 400 of Mboko. Andrea 400 again. Andrea comes to the net with a volley. A good volley. 40-30. All right. As Gauff gets to 15-40. Chance for Gauff to get the break again. Oh, the Austria Open. Where's that? What tournament? You mean Kids Pool, or do you mean another tournament? Like what Austria Open? Which one? Where? Are you talking about Kids Pool? You got to be more specific. Backhand return. Oh, Linz. Yeah. We'll probably cover a little bit of that. 400 rally. As Gauff tries to break. As Castell goes to 400 Gauff. 400 from Castell up the line. Goes long, and Gauff breaks again. 3-2. Yeah. Linz. We'll probably watch Linz. I think that's during Monte Carlo, so we'll do a bit of a... Oh, God damn it. Yeah, we'll try. Watch both. A bit of both. 4 love on Mboko with the double break in the third. Sabalenka's playing after Coco's match. Yeah. 4 love on Mboko. As the return goes back end of Andrea. Andrea in the net. Love 15. I miss younger me. God, that's... I don't know what to say to that. 15 hole. All right, Andrea serves again. I think, were you supposed to send that to a friend? And you put it in the chat by accident? It feels like it was a personal... That was a little bit too deep. 15-0. All right, 30-15 as Andrea tries to get on the board here. All right, 30-15. First has a fault, second serve. Double fault from Andrea. 30-all. 30 all as Andreeva serves again. And what a match this has been. As the backhand return goes in, the backhand of Andreeva and Mboko backhand to the forehand of Andreeva to the forehand of Mboko. Andreeva backhand again, the forehand of Mboko. Mboko hits a wide. 40-30. 40-30. So yeah, after this, we're watching Sabalenka. And then we've got Sinner and Raducanu the night session. Yeah. And then other than that, I'm not sure. We might watch some other stuff. I'm not sure. All right. Deuce. Andrea in big trouble. Chat, on a serious note. I mean, now that Swiatek's parted ways with Wim Fizet, are more coaches and players going to split before the clay? Like, again, I think it's stupid if Andreeva and Conchita split, but I mean, if she goes down badly in this final set, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I think Conchita Martinez is a great coach and perfect for somebody like Andreeva to. But then, because like, who do you get instead? What do you do? How does Andreeva get? Like, who does she get if not Conchita? Right? It's like, as Mboko hits a winner, deuce. Like, who's going to come in and help and do a better job? Because Andreeva's got like all the shots. Physically, she doesn't seem to get injured very much, right? She's not like she had a medical timeout today, but overall she's pretty healthy, right? She doesn't suffer from she doesn't have like long-term injuries yet, right? Hopefully never. So like, if it's the mentality, then who's going to come in and change that? Like, Mboko, by the way, great shot. They keep hitting every line on the court, and then Andreeva hits a winner. That was a beautiful rally by both. Break point again for Castella, but we're at deuce. Like, yeah. She did have a physical problem. I don't know. Has she had injuries, Andreeva? I feel like over the last couple of years, she has been pretty injury free. Like, I'm talking like with Mboko last year where she had the knee problem, or this year where she had the knee issues and stuff. I don't feel like Andreeva's had like many injuries. So she's been like over the last 3 years, she popped off in 23, right? I feel like she's been pretty healthy overall. So that's not a problem, or hasn't been a problem. As with a backhand return now to the forehand of Andreeva, forehand from Mboko. Into the forehand of Andreeva, Mboko backhand. Too good. Back to deuce. But if they were to split, then who would she get? And who could help? Like, I'm asking a real question. This is not a joke. I'm like, is there a coach out there that's available that is very good at the mental side of the game that could get her in to help? Could get them in to help. Like, I don't know. No, she's not crying. As we get double fault. Advantage Mboko. To get the 5-love lead and serve for the match. By the way, break again. Don't worry, we're going to watch Castella Gauff. I know there's a lot of breaks in that match, but we'll get to that in a second. Backhand rally. As Mboko with a drop shot. Andreeva's going to get it, but hit it wide. There's the break. There's the break for Mboko. 5-love. And Andreeva's racket goes flying into the chair. And Mboko is serving for the match. She's going to play Mukova tomorrow in a rematch. Hey, thank you, Fleur, for the super sticker. Appreciate that. And for the 12 months as a member. Appreciate that as well. All right, 15 love here as we get a back in the net by Gauff. 30 love Castella. By the way, people that are saying Andreeva is crying because she's not crying. She wasn't crying. So I don't know what you're talking about. But you're right, Sam. Even if she is crying, she is human. You're right. But people that are saying that she's crying is like do you know what crying is? Because throwing a racket at your bag is not crying. She's not crying. All right, Mboko's going to serve the match. Mboko serving for this match to play Mukova tomorrow in the quarterfinals. This fucking guy. Coming in here, just take 5. 5 love. We got a double fault from Mboko, love 15. Serve out wide, the backhand of Andreeva, backhand from Mboko up the line. That's too good. 15-0. All right, 15-0 as Mboko serves again. An ace. Andrea didn't see that coming. 30-15. Serving to the front of Andrea. Return goes in the backhand of Mboko. Andrea backhand again, the backhand of Mboko. And Andrea backhand to the front of Mboko. Andrea forward on the stretch, puts up a lob. But it's wide. Match points. Match points for Mboko. To play Mukova tomorrow in the quarters. And win the trilogy. Serve out wide to the forehand of Andreeva. Mboko forehand up the line. That's a winner. What a win for Mboko. Huge victory. And they hug it out. They're going to play doubles tomorrow. By the way, very classy. For especially after considering the last time they played, it was very upsetting for Andreeva. It was very hard to watch Andreeva. After lose that match, she was very sad. That was a very nice, and I know they're doubles partners. They've obviously got to play tomorrow, so it'd be weird if they were angry at each other. But that was actually very nice from Andreeva. That was actually we talk a lot about Andreeva. Her letting the emotions get the better of her, and getting angry and breaking things. For losing a 6-love set, she took that very, very gracefully in the end. That was actually you got to give her props for that. She said good luck, good match, and I know they're friends, and they play doubles together. So maybe if it wasn't against a friend, she would do it. But that was look, that was actually very that was a classy from Andreeva. She could have easily just said good match and then left, right? She didn't have to be like good luck for the rest. That was actually, she didn't have to do that, and she hasn't done that before in the past as much. So you got to give credit. Got to give credit for that. And she didn't break any rackets or anything like that. She did yell at the coaches a few times, and there was a couple of things, but overall, yeah. I mean, look, that was at least it ended well emotionally. And plus, Mboko just too good. I mean, Mboko just destroyed her in that final set, so there's not much you can do. No, it was nice. I know they're friends, so yeah. Yeah, Mboko versus Mukova rematch. Ooh, I'm so pumped for that. If I want to see Mukova plays like she did today, that's what I want to see. By 15:30, Gauff in trouble. We're going to merge the streams in a second as that goes to the net by Castella, 30-0. Yeah. Well, but the last time they played, even if they hugged last time, I remember straight after that, walking off the court, Andreeva was devastated. Like, she was in tears, and it was really hard to watch. But yeah, look, that was Indian Wells that she said "F you all." That wasn't against Mboko. That was against somebody else. 40-30. Was that against who did she lose to in Indian Wells? She didn't say that after Mboko match. That was at Indian Wells. Did she lose to? She lost to someone. Of note, right? I'm pretty sure she did. Didn't she lose to Anisimova? No, Siniakova. Oh, no, yes. She lost to Siniakova, and then she got really... that was against Siniakova. Yeah. I forgot, yeah. Yeah, that was that tough. She was 2 points away from the win. Backhand up the net, in the net from Gauff. Deuce. Yeah. Deuce. By the way, there are a lot of Romanians in the house cheering on Castella, and they're vocal. All right, nice serve from Coco. Advantage. All right, James Blake watching on, by the way. All right, Gauff to level this first set. Serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Castella. Gauff backhand at the backhand of Castella. Down the line of the forehand of Gauff. Castella backhand cross. Goes long. It's 4-all. All right. Jump on over if you want to keep watching this one. But Mboko beats Andreeva in 3 sets, and she is going to play Mukova tomorrow. So make sure you join us for that. It's going to be a banger. But yeah, Mboko wins the battle of the top 10 players. The only top 10 battle we've had so far.